The book How to Manage Money, Basic but Effective, A Dog Called Money, is an inspiring and easy to understand guide to personal financial management, illustrated through the amusing story of money, the intelligent dog, with a friendly and practical style. The book helps you master the basic but extremely effective principles to master your finances.
How to Manage Money, Basic but Effective, A Dog Called Money. Published by Chanel Audiobooks by Drbook. Hi everyone. Welcome to Audiobooks by Drbook, the channel where we share knowledge for all-around self-development through great books. This week, I'm sharing with you a book called A Dog Called Money. When we talk about money, we can't deny the fact that there are people who earn a lot of money but still can't save a dime, while others with relatively modest incomes and no support from relatives manage to achieve financial freedom early on. It seems that for the wealthy, making money is easy. When they have money, they get even more, while those who lack money struggle with everything. Why does this contradiction exist? It's because the wealthy know how to seize good opportunities, while the poor miss them. Right? The answer isn't that simple. The real difference between the wealthy and the poor doesn't depend on money-making opportunities, but on their way of thinking. For example, you will see that when people with a wealthy mindset have little money, they still think about how to manage their finances. As for poor people, they feel that managing money is something remote to them because they don't have much money to manage. But today's classic book on enlightening wealth and financial management will tell you that if you are still worried about money, if you are still only thinking about how to cut spending and save when you still feel deprived, and if you still think that you must wait until you have a lot of money to start learning how to manage finances, then these thoughts will make you more and more insecure and financially deprived. To change your finances, you must start by changing your thinking. Thinking about things you have never thought about before. Then you can create a different life. The author of this book is Bodo Schäfer, a famous German investor and businessman, known as the #1 financial master in Europe. At the age of 26, he fell into heavy debt. After that, he decided to start managing his finances, developing and implementing his own strategies. In less than 4 years, he got out of debt and even lived a free life through financial management. The view of financial management in this book has corrected the misunderstandings of many people about money. The reason this book is so appealing is that it is written in the form of a lively fairy tale about finance. The author's original intention was to guide children from an early age to learn how to understand and use money correctly, instead of letting money control them. But unexpectedly, after being published, it received much praise and quickly topped the book sales charts in Germany. It then became a famous financial management book throughout Europe and was translated into more than 30 languages worldwide. Many adult readers have written letters saying that the story in the book has really enlightened them, making them start to seriously consider financial management and understand the secrets to achieving wealth. If you were born into an ordinary family or with unfortunate circumstances, if you want to learn how to manage your finances, increase your income, if you want to get rid of the burdens of poverty and debt, you can start changing through the basic but extremely effective financial management methods from this interesting children's fairy tale about finance. Now, let's listen to today's sharing content. To manage money. Above all, you must be able to postpone your desires. The story begins when a poor girl named Kira moves to a new place. Kira's parents are in a financial crisis due to mortgages and being sued by the bank. She wants a dog as a companion, but every day she hears her parents complaining about their lack of money, so she doesn't dare to bring up her wish. But at that moment, Kira finds a wounded white dog on the street. She takes it home to care for it. And since the owner couldn't be found, The family continues to raise it. Kira loves the dog very much and names it Money. Even once, Kira risked her life to save the dog when Money accidentally fell into the river. A year later, Kira turns 12. But her family is still not doing any better. Her parents struggle to pay off the mortgage. And the pocket money Kira receives becomes less and less. One day, Kira is watching TV when she sees that her favorite band has just released a new CD. Her love for the band makes her immediately forget all her practical thoughts about money. She picks up the phone to order, wanting to hear her idol's new songs as soon as possible. Suddenly, at that moment, a voice rings out somewhere, "Kira, you should think again. Can you really afford it? Once you buy this CD, you won't have any pocket money left for this month." Kira, startled, quickly looks around, but only sees the dog Money sitting there. So she thinks she was hallucinating and continues to call to order. Then she hears again, "Kira, you need to learn to restrain yourself. Otherwise you will soon go bankrupt." This time, she is stunned, not expecting the voice to come from the dog Money. Kira is terrified. But Money immediately says, "What you need to do now is not be afraid, but to resist the urge to satisfy yourself." It turns out that Money is no ordinary dog. Not only can he talk, but he is also a financial management expert. This special expert reminds Kira and us of a crucial thing: when you want to become rich, you need to be able to resist temptation and postpone your desires. Indeed, how many times have we, wanting to satisfy ourselves, had thousands of reasons to give in and spend money? Or sometimes you think, a little money doesn't matter. But all those monthly overspending actually stem from spending in a penny-wise, pound-foolish manner. To implement financial management, the first step is to learn to postpone your desires. Psychologist Walter Mischel said, "Postponing desire is giving up immediate satisfaction to achieve a more valuable long-term result." But perhaps many people will ask, how can I recognize which satisfaction needs to be prevented? Life is also important for survival. It also needs to meet the spiritual life. There are things that must be bought to serve life. There are also things that if not used now will be missed forever. If you are always stingy, what is left of living? In fact, postponing desire is not about suppressing your needs blindly, but about reasonably giving up decisions that affect the realization of your more meaningful long-term goals. In the process of accumulating wealth, endless desires will be an obstacle to financial freedom. Only by improving the ability to postpone desire and minimizing irrational consumption can you avoid becoming a slave to your desires. Therefore, according to the dog Money, to be able to postpone your desires correctly, you need to identify your long-term goals. The reason why people fail is because they are unable to focus on one direction. Surprised, Kira obediently hangs up the phone and listens to Money solemnly saying, "From today on, we will only talk about one issue: how to make money." Money begins to instruct Kira. First, write a list of 10 things you want to have when you have a lot of money. But after Kira completes the list, Money immediately asks her to remove 7 and keep the 3 most important ones. Kira argues, "No, none of them can be removed." Seeing this, Money says seriously, "Only the clearest goal is the motivation for you to move forward." Scholar William Damon conducted a social survey, interviewing hundreds of homeless people and asking why they didn't work. Everyone's answers were surprisingly the same: they had no real desire to achieve anything. William said, "Vitality is closely related to goals, and only goals can stimulate vitality in work." If we only work for our boss, it will be difficult to increase our income. If we start a business just for a fleeting idea, we will easily stop very early. Only when there are clear goals can people overcome all difficulties throughout the process of making money. Everything needs to revolve around goals. Instead of dispersing energy when faced with temptations that have nothing to do with the destination, the more specifically a person draws their desires, the clearer the path you will take. Specific goals will help you focus on one point for a long time. As Master Sakura once said, most people stumble in life, living blindly and not knowing which direction to go. The only reason is that they are always changing direction in their lives. If you can concentrate your thoughts, energy, and consciousness in one direction and maintain this for a long time, then you will realize the nature of life. Spending most of your time and effort on one thing makes it difficult not to succeed. Returning to the story of Kira and money. After that, money continued to instruct Kira on how to approach important goals through 3 actions. The first is to look at your list of desires every day. This will be a constant reminder of your goal. You also need to have a dream album. Find some images related to those desires and paste them into the album. This is called visualization. Looking at them regularly will encourage you to continue finding ways to achieve your dreams. The second is to buy a piggy bank and put coins in it to prepare for the realization of your dream. The third is that besides dreams, you also need to have enough confidence to believe that you can do it. Therefore, you need to prepare a notebook and write down the things you have successfully done every day. Even if it is a small thing, it should also be written down. This is called a success journal, and it can help you develop confidence significantly. The essence of making money is helping others solve problems. Kira followed money, reducing her goals to 3. She started raising 2 piggy banks and put her dreams on them. Kira also took out a notebook to make a success journal. Everything is ready. However, there are still no opportunities. She worried that she was just a 12-year-old kid. How could she make money? Money said, "Don't always think about what you can't do. You have to look for opportunities from what others need." The dog told Kira that there was an American boy named Daniel, 8 years old. He started making money by delivering newspapers and taking out the trash for neighbors. At 9, he started learning to write advertisements on his father's computer. Before long, he had saved a lot of money. Then he started making TV shows. And by the time he was 17, he had millions of dollars. After hearing this boy's success story, Kira was inspired to ask her cousin Marcel for practical experience. Although he was only a year older than Kira, he had become wealthy. Her cousin told Kira, "If you want to make money, there are opportunities everywhere." Marcel realized many families needed bread on Sundays but didn't want to go out on their day off. So he decided to deliver bread to each household on Sunday every week. Bread on this day would earn more than normal days. And with just a few hours a day he earned 140 marks a month. In addition, every afternoon he went to a nursing home to help the elderly buy things or walk with them. The nursing home paid him 10 marks an hour. So each month he could earn nearly 300 marks. Her cousin also emphasized to Kira, look for opportunities by helping others, but also by doing what you like and can do. If Kira likes to play with dogs, why not walk dogs for other people? That's a great idea. Kira knows most of the neighborhood dogs, and she likes them all. Among them, there was a dog named Napoleon belonging to an elderly couple named Henkel. The old man has difficulty walking. So every day only the old woman takes the dog for a walk. but she doesn't know how to train or play with it. Kira took courage and went to see her neighbor, saying, "I want to make some money to go on a study abroad program in the US. If Mrs. Henkel doesn't like to walk the dog, I can help you." Her cheeks flushed. But unexpectedly, the old man immediately agreed, willing to pay Kira 2 marks a day. And if she could teach the dog some skills such as sitting, shaking hands, and so on, he would pay an additional 20 marks. Kira was overjoyed. She ran home and embraced money. The story of little Kira earning her first money from the guidance of this dog who is knowledgeable in financial management sounds like a fairy tale. But perhaps when applied in practice, you won't find it fabricated. Because it shows us the truth that the opportunities to make money are hidden in the problems of others. The key lies in whether you can find a problem that others are trying to solve or not. And most importantly, is it something you like or not? Because what you like is definitely what you are good at. And making money doing what you like will motivate you more. When passion and work are harmonized, people can immediately go with the flow of nature, moving continuously, never neglectful, not easily giving up and able to persevere. That is why people say that love is a strong motivation from the heart. When we do something that stems from the passion of our heart, doing something we really like, no matter what difficulties or obstacles we encounter, we can still experience joy throughout the process of making money. Building financial awareness. Nurturing your own goose that lays golden eggs. On that same day, Kira's aunt came to visit. Suddenly, she recognized that Money was the dog of the neighbors next door. His real owner was Mr. Chin. Kira was saddened to hear that she would soon be parted from Money. The next day, Kira's father took Kira and Money with her aunt to visit Mr. Chin. He lived in a luxurious villa. It turned out that not long ago, when Mr. Chin was driving past Kira's house with Money, he unfortunately had an accident. He was seriously injured and in a coma. When he woke up, he was in the hospital. During his time in the hospital, he repeatedly asked people to look for his dog, but there was no information. He was very grateful that Money was cared for by Kira's family. But because he would have to be treated for a long time and stay in a nursing home for a few weeks, Mr. Chin offered to pay Kira to continue taking care of Money. Kira was overjoyed to know that she could still live with Money for a while longer. Money returned and continued to be the financial management guide for the little girl. This time, the dog wanted to find a way to help Kira's parents get out of debt. Money said, "Mr. Chin has a financial consulting company and he often teaches people how to manage their assets." Money often heard him teach how to get out of debt as follows. First, stop using credit cards. Because compared to using cash, most people will spend more when using credit cards. Second, the amount of installment payments should be as low as possible. Otherwise, after paying the debt every month, there will be very little money left. Third, don't wait until you are out of debt to start saving. Save now. Fourth, before spending money, ask yourself whether this item is really necessary to buy or not. Kira wrote these 4 things in her notebook. Determined to follow the dog's teachings. Started saving first. And never borrowed money. On the weekend, Kira took Money to the nursing home to visit Mr. Chin. While the two were talking, they heard Kira mention that she was writing a success journal. So, Mr. Chin told her a story about a goose that laid golden eggs. There was a farmer who raised a goose. One day, he was surprised to find that the goose had laid a golden egg. So he happily took the egg to sell and earned a lot of money. Day after day, The goose laid a golden egg for him. But the greedy farmer felt that the goose was too lazy. Why doesn't it lay 2 golden eggs for me a day? He angrily cut open the goose's belly to see how many golden eggs were inside. And from that time on, the farmer never had any more golden eggs. Mr. Chin told Kira, in this story, the goose represents money. If you save money, you will receive interest. And the golden egg represents the interest. Don't spend all your money. Save some money and let it continue to generate interest. Don't touch this money. That is, don't kill your goose. Otherwise, you will not receive any more golden eggs. Back home, Kira counted her recent income. And she had earned 74 marks. Following Mr. Chin's teachings, she decided to turn 50% of her income into her own goose, putting 40% of her income into the 2 piggy banks to realize her dreams, and use the remaining 10% to spend. If you can manage your finances in this way, you can ensure that you do what you like, which in turn will continue to generate new sources of passive income. But in reality, many people misunderstand saving money. My money isn't even enough to spend. So how can I save? Or should I wait until I have a lot of money to start saving, etc.? In fact, no matter how much money you earn, you will never feel enough. Because as income increases, human desires and consumption also increase. If you do not develop the habit of forcing yourself to manage your finances and accumulate money, there is a high probability that you will never become rich. As the author also wrote in the famous book, The Road to Financial Freedom, no one can become wealthy just by making money. Wealth depends on keeping money. Therefore, from now on, you should plan to manage the money you earn. The dreams mentioned here, they can be big and can also be small. It could be a trip to your favorite place. It could also be a camera to serve your hobbies. We know that the joy of realizing them will successively stimulate motivation and continue to attract more money-making opportunities for you. The energy flow of the universe is always balanced, there is both going in and going out. And so is the flow of money. You need to know how to spend to know how to earn. At the same time, we also need to gradually develop an awareness of finance in life. The most important thing is to clarify what is necessary and what is not necessary. Then, try to reduce the frequency of buying unnecessary things and put that money into savings or other reinvestments. Learning how to manage money will help you build a sense of abundance and sufficiency. Your life will be easier to face with uncertainties and will be protected through tangible savings. Appropriate allocation of money. Taking an investment step. The neighbor Mr. Henkel introduced Kira to a new client. Miss Tamu. A neighbor next door. Lived alone. Miss Tamu would be away for 2 weeks and needed someone to take care of her dogs. Because she couldn't take care of 3 dogs alone, Kira asked her cousin and a friend to help. But on that day, the 3 kids discovered that Miss Tamu's door had been pried open. So they immediately called the police. Fortunately, the money and valuable assets kept in a safe box were not noticed and stolen by the thief. To thank the 3 kids for protecting her property in time, as someone who understands investment, she offered to guide the 3 kids in forming an investment club to make money together. On the day the club was formed, Miss Tamu gave the club 5.000 marks for each child and contributed 5.000 marks herself. So the entire club account had 20.000 marks for everyone to start investing. She told everyone that investing is easier than most people think. You just need to pay attention to 3 points. First, investing must be simple, clear and easy to operate. Second, money should be invested in a safe place. Third, whether money can lay many golden eggs depends on identifying the type of investment with the highest interest rate. And the highest profits come from stocks. So, what are stocks? The kids asked. Miss Tamu said, you don't need to open your own company. Just invest in another company and you can buy shares of that company. Whenever the company makes a profit, the profit will be divided among all those who hold the shares. This is called a dividend. If the value of the company increases, everyone's shares will be worth more. If some people think the company will continue to increase in value, they can pay a higher price to buy your shares. If no one buys your shares, you will have to lower the price, which means you can also run the risk of making a loss. Kira heard that stocks can make money but are not safe, expressing that investing does not seem suitable for her. Miss Tamu agreed and said, if you buy stocks yourself, that is true. But you can also let more professional people help you choose stocks. This is a safe way to invest called an investment fund. This way, it will allow you to have the opportunity to become shareholders of companies you love like Coca-Cola, McDonald's, and so on. An investment fund is like a big pot. Many investors put money into it because investors do not have enough time, specialized knowledge, or are not interested in buying themselves. They put money in this large pot for financial experts to manage. The investment managers will use the money from the investment fund to buy stocks. The investment fund is supervised by the state. It's very safe. The investment fund manager must comply with national regulations, at least buying 20 different stocks to diversify the risk from stock fluctuations, because the situation of each company can become bad. For example, suppose some stocks fall, but there are still some stocks that rise in price. Overall, there will not be a high risk of making heavy losses, even if most stocks fall in price. You just need to patiently wait for a while and the market will increase again. Hearing this, the children understood and immediately wanted to use the money for the investment fund. Miss Tamu smiled brightly when she saw that the kids understood, and continued to instruct, if you decide to buy an investment fund, you need to prepare yourself to put money into it for at least 5 to 10 years. If you can wait longer, an investment fund is almost a risk-free form, because after such a long time, most of the stocks have good profits. Many successful funds have maintained stable profits at 12% over a long period of time. For example, if we use the club's initial capital of 20,000 marks to buy an investment fund, then after 20 years, our income can increase 10 times compared to when we started. If each person sends 250 marks per month into our initial account and at a 12% profit rate, after 20 years the total money in our account will exceed 1 million marks. The kids were shocked. This amount of money was so large it was beyond everyone's imagination. But how can we know which fund to choose? There are so many types of funds, aren't there? The kids continued to ask. Miss Tamu continued to show everyone how to choose the best fund. First, the fund should have a history of more than 10 years. If it has been continuously profitable over a long period of time, it is likely that it will perform well in the future. Second, we should choose a large multinational stock fund. This type of fund buys stocks all over the world to diversify risks, so it is very safe. Finally, we should compare the fund's performance chart, considering which fund has the best annual profit over the past 10 years. Under Ms. Tamu's guidance, the 3 children chose the best fund. In the following days, The club held regular meetings and learned new investment knowledge. The kids could not control their curiosity, constantly monitoring the current status of the fund, and discovered that it had suddenly fallen, losing 25%. So everyone felt disappointed. Miss Tamu then comforted them, "Only when we sell can we incur a loss. If we don't sell, there is no loss." She had experienced several economic crises and realized that the market being unstable was normal. And after a year or two, everything would recover. She also said, "Now is the winter of the stock exchange. It's a good time to buy when prices are low." However, just as everyone was preparing to pour more capital into the fund, Mr. Chin immediately gave Kira a piece of advice: don't use more money to buy into the fund, because the market may continue to fall. Always keep some cash on hand. Don't invest all your money in stocks or funds. A few months later, Kira's life changed completely. On the one hand, the investment club achieved great success. She earned more money and was able to realize her list of dreams. On the other hand, she began looking for new ways to increase her income, cooperating with Mr. Chin to open a company to help children learn about finance and investment. Under Mr. Chin's advice, Kira's father hired people to help with his business. Now, he has more free time and can focus on what he likes and is good at, while delegating the work he doesn't like and is not good at to others. Since then, his income has improved and Kira's parents no longer worry about money issues. Kira felt extremely fortunate and happy to have received guidance from the dog Money. It was also thanks to Money that she bravely stepped into the path of financial investment, which brought about great changes in her life. She believes that the future will be better and better. What attitude should we have towards managing money? In the ending of the video, I will discuss with you one last thing, which is, what attitude should we have to start financial management? Kira finally succeeded in helping her family overcome difficulties and made a huge change in her life. But looking back at the early days before listening to Money's teachings to start managing her finances, she really hesitated. She didn't fully understand this method, so she just wanted to try it. But Money resolutely said, sometimes we don't need to fully understand why this method works. The important thing is that it works. Doubt is a good thing, but it must not let doubt hinder progress. Whether making money or working, we don't need to spend too much time figuring out why the experience of predecessors is effective, as long as we know that it is helpful for us. In life, there are many people like that. They hesitate to act because they have not fully understood every detail. What they don't realize is that nothing is ever completely ready. If you delay because you are obsessed with details and doubt about the future, you will only miss the best time to complete the task. Just like Pasteur's law stated, a decision, no matter how good it is, cannot withstand delay. Only when you start taking action can you get the most honest and effective feedback, and at the same time optimize your action plan based on that feedback. Gary Baker once said, "Wealth motivates people to invest time and become more patient." Once we start building a conscious awareness of finance, let's be patient to do all the small things and maintain them. You will gradually enter a positive cycle. Invest. Be patient. Make money. Reinvest. Be even more patient. Make more money. Life is like a boat sailing on the vast ocean. A real dream is a lighthouse that guides you. Can you wholeheartedly move towards the lighthouse within you? At this time, a correct understanding will be the fuel that makes your boat operate strongly. Appropriately distributing the money earned is keeping the rudder stable so that the boat does not capsize. Learning how to invest is like looking for opportunities to speed up, helping you reach your dream destination sooner. I hope that we can all improve our desires and awareness of money. Live prosperously. Escape all the anxieties and obsessions of money, so that we can achieve more freedom and happiness. Thank you for listening. If you feel this video is helpful, please share it with those who need it. Give me a like. And don't forget to leave your thoughts in the comments section below. Hit the subscribe button. And turn on the notification bell to watch my newest videos every week. Once again, thank you for listening to or reading this from Audiobooks by Drbook.